then I would assume that whatever your dominant
I'm gonna
gender
talk
is
to
will
Melina.
classify your gender.
Or
But
or
also,
if you
to
have
answer your
both,
original
or
question,
neither, or half of each.
Is having sex with a trans person gay? No, because pussy is pussy.
Um,
For you, my friend.
look, but also some people were like, "Oh, well, intersex is really rare, so it doesn't really matter." Well, it's about as rare as having red hair. There's about as many intersex people as there are redheads.
Is
Not
that
that
really
I.
true? Because that sounds like a really made up thing.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's true. I can double
Either
check it real
that
quick.
says, either that says like
About to say that sounds extremely like everyone. That's like one in every like 15 or 20.
By lightning, it instantly spreads all its atoms. It dissolves them. A few seconds later, lightning strikes 5 feet away from him. It instantly rearranges all the atoms in there to form him exactly how he was before he got struck by lightning. Is he the same person? Is he even alive?
you can make that. You can
I'd
make
have
that.
to think about that one. That one right there, I'd have to think about because, in theory, you made him again, but will he still have the same? Would he know he got struck by lightning?
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that is
He
like,
probably don't know what happened to him, but theoretically he would have all the same memories before that. If it's the same atoms in the same
Or would he?
spots.
But
Or would it
he,
wipe
he
him
would, he
clean?
would mainly he
Because
wouldn't
Not
use
he
if.
himself.
recreated.
Yeah,
Well,
It didn't say it just
85.
rejuvenated the atoms. It said you duplicated the atoms. You know what I
if
mean?
they're in the
He's a
exact same
copy.
spot, they form the exact same brain neurons, the same
it's a perfect
memories.
copy.
So
It's a
yeah,
perfect copy, but it's not it. You know
Well,
what I'm saying? It's
think
not
about
it
like
itself.
teleportation. Like
it's only not
you
it.
hmm,
It is it. It's just him.
you
It's
can
him.
make the argument both ways. So it's
I think it would be him. I
I
think he
think
would have
you know what
if it was
happened.
truly.
I think in his memory he'd be like, "Oh, there was a white flash of light twice,
Yeah,
but
I
nothing
mean,
happened."
he might remember that, but he would certainly remember everything else that happened before that, and remember his life. I mean, like, look, if I
maybe
took
it's time
atoms
travel.
and rearranged them into the exact atoms you have in the exact same way, would I have two? Because what makes you you is your memories, and your memories are formed from neurons linking together, making pathways. And if those atoms are in the same spot, then the same pathways exist, so the same memories exist.
But if you put my memories in a robot, is the robot me?
Yeah, if the robot can't even theoretically, yeah. There's even a game about it. Soma.
Okay, so this is that one dude from MHA's Power.
What? I don't know what that is.
My Academia.
Oh,
What's his face?
was it
Overhaul.
Oh, yeah, overhaul. We're gonna do that. Yeah, could overhaul make two of me? If overhaul deatomized me and then recreated me, would I have the same memories and be the
Well, look
same
at a
person?
starfish. Look at
Well,
something like a starfish.
well, he does it in the show.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he did that, would wait? Did he actually do that?
Yeah, he disassembled somebody and put them back together. It was that Rampa dude, and Rampa remembered everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
his ability works like
That's a
he'll-
movie, though. Doesn't
yeah, I
mean
know.
movie is law.
I
His
know, but
he
it
disassembles
would be
you
based like on the same
and he reassembles
science.
you, but you remember it.
Yeah, but like
Well, I
I
mean,
was
you
saying,
wouldn't remember what happened because you'd be a bunch of
And I know,
atoms.
but in the MHA version of this,
But
he does.
also, you're a bunch of atoms right now.
think about a starfish. You cut off one of a starfish's limbs, the other limb will grow an entire body. Is that entire
In
body the
theory,
other starfish?
Well, I mean, we don't know how
what?
starfish think, if they even think at all, really.
We don't know how humans think. We just have a general
Yeah,
guess
but we
on
have a
why we form the
we.
thoughts that we do.
Remember, yeah, I know what you mean, but you're a human. You know what it's like to be a human. We don't know what it's like to be a starfish. A starfish can't think about what it's like to be a starfish.
Yeah,
Right. You
I
can
think they're
measure.
too
You can
stupid.
measure. You can if it has the same DNA. You can take DNA samples from a starfish.
I mean,
What
yeah,
if
it'd
everything
probably just be a
matches?
clone of the starfish.
The beast eye quivers. God fucking damn it! It's another stupid boat. Stupid ghost boat.
What's something else that's
Oh,
interesting?
okay. It leveled up. Skeleton.
Time travel. Say that you want to go back in time to.
You want to hear something crazy? Let's see if I can remember it right. It has to do with the speed of light. Oh yeah. Everything moves at the speed of light. It's just that most things, they have your movement is evenly distributed between time and space. Protons have all their movement in space. They're so fast that they don't experience time. Whereas we're super slow, so most of our movement is through time rather than in space. I couldn't tell you the science behind that,
Well, it just makes sense.
or how
Don't
they know
really
that,
explain
but they know somehow that moving faster. It was some Einstein shit. What was I about to say? I had something else interesting. I like watching science videos, so I got a lot of these.
We don't know a lot, but that's what makes life. That's what makes life worth living. Figuring out.
Here's a weird random thought. Technically, fire meets all the characteristics to be considered alive. It needs fuel to survive. It lives, it dies. Some other shit I don't remember. I don't think scientists don't actually consider it alive. It was just like kind of an observation that the requirements we have to consider something alive, fire just happens to meet.
Oh, it's like that one philosopher who was like, if anything is bipedal and featherless, it is a man. And then he peeled the feathers off a chicken. He's like, behold a man.
No, that was two different ones. The first one, he was like, if anything's like a man, it's a featherless biped. And some other philosopher was like, that's stupid, and he proved it. Or his way of proving it was he plucked a chicken and brought it, and he was like, behold a man. I'm gonna look up who was that.
Probably Plato or some shit.
It was Plato and Diogenes.
Diogenes or something like that.
Diogenes. Was he the one that had the chicken? Or, let me look.
I think Diogenes was the one who was like, no, that's stupid. This ghost boat is fucking stupid.
What? Oh, ghost boat.
The tibia mariner.
Just jump on the boat.
Except this one has a Susano.
No, jump on the boat with it.
Like I can't find it now. It's gone.
I like to ask questions when it comes to like science things that really would never have an answer. For example, like you could say, you know, they always say like, if a tree falls in a forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah, but it's one of those things where I like, is sound dependent on hearing, like the way that we hear things? Because would it be possible that
We evolved to hear sound.
yeah,
so
but is it? I think it's possible that when that tree falls, it emits a different sound, and we hear it differently because our ears are trained different to hear it that way.
I mean,
Like, for example, if we hear a tree
We
fall,
just hear it different hertz.
you wouldn't hear it at all if you weren't there.
like if a tree fell, say we were there and a tree fell and we heard it, the sound.
You're saying do we hear it differently than it actually sounds?
Yeah.
You're asking if sound is a thing, or if it's just something,
irrelevant.
or is it something
Holy
we
shit.
perceive?
Absolute. If sound is an absolute, or if the fact that we can hear it makes it an absolute.
Sound is just vibration, so sound may not actually exist. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but it's an internal question. Is that what you're asking? You're asking if sound's a thing, or if it's just something we have evolved to perceive from like vibrations?
Not like that. Like basically, how you said it the first time. Like if, because other things might be able to hear it differently, but does that mean that it's a true absolute sound like what we hear?
Oh, I see
don't
what you
know.
mean.
I get what you mean. That's interesting.
So you smack a rubber ball off the wall, you know what that sounds like.
Yeah,
But is that actually the sound it makes, or do we just hear it that way?
I don't know. Probably couldn't tell because it's probably limited to our biology, but it's possible because we don't see all colors, and you can't imagine what the other colors look like. We literally aren't capable. We can't see them. Even if you could represent it, then you would only see it in the colors we can see. It's impossible, even though other animals can see those colors that we can't.
It's like, is that, do we determine, like, when it comes to like dogs too, how they say dogs see in basically monochrome? Are we sure that dogs can't just see colors that we can't see?
I
Are
think
they
they,
seeing
I think they would
where
be able to
colors?
tell because they can tell when other animals can see colors we can't see. Light would be, it would be the full visible spectrum, which we only see a tiny sliver of. So it would just be all of that, all of them.
If light is time, does that mean that we can see time flow?
No, but this is really interesting. I didn't realize this. So you know how the speed of light is fast.
Mhm.
So you are seeing the past. It's just that everything's so close to you that it doesn't matter because it's so fast. But
Yeah, I got you.
if you're looking at a proton star that's 2.6 million light years away, that thing probably doesn't even exist anymore. If you teleported to it would have probably already been supernova millions of years ago. It's just that it's so far away. It's light. It's just now reaching us. That's why there's a lot of. Because they wondered that the earliest astrologers were like, why is all the weird stuff so far away? Space is
This means we're slow.
ungodly
We are
huge.
very slow.
And then in that reality, what is considered the end? Because in our reality, everything has an end.
We don't know
Does
what's
space
past.
end?
We don't know
The
if
theory
this
of
the
space.
universe is finite or not. It
The
may be
theory of
infinite. We
space is
don't
that
know.
it's constantly expanding. But
Yeah, but
so if we were to move faster than space would expand, we'd eventually hit an endpoint. We just don't know how far that would be.
we don't even know what that input would be or what it would
And
look
then
like.
if we
And we
if
can't.
we
We'll
hit an
never figure it
endpoint,
out probably
if we were able to
because
move faster than space could expand, and we were able to push the boundary, what lies beyond space?
the problem is, and it's kind of sad, is that space is expanding faster and faster. Um, so eventually, we're just not going to see shit in the night sky. Eventually, it's just going to be pitch black. That'll take ungodly amount of time, but it will happen eventually. Where we're so far away from everything else that really we could only see the stuff that's stuck around with us. Do y'all know about heat death?
The heat
We
death of the
on dark.
universe.
The heat death in the universe. Yeah. Do y'all know about that?
I've heard about it, but never looked into it.
So stars form from gases that clump together due to gravity. They ignite. Eventually, they burn out. Supernova. More gas forms stars. Explode. Supernova. Okay, repeat that for a very long time. What happens when you run out of gas?
It gets hot. Fire.
No, when you run out of gas, you run out of stuff to make stars.
Oh, you
Stars
cut
have a
out a
life.
little bit.
So, and also, so that, well, when they supernova, yeah, but gas forms new stars. But eventually, the gas is going to run out. Farther apart, less things to form stars. Eventually, stars start dying out, and no stars replace them. There's nothing producing heat. Heat evenly distributes itself through the universe as it does. There's no light. There's no heat to make any chemical. There's no life at that point, none that we could think of. It's a theoretical but seems probable way that not the universe would end, but like
Our reality.
no, yeah, nothing would really happen again. But we don't know that that's what's going to happen. But it is a popular theory. There's also a theory that the space-time, it's like mathematically possible that space-time could rip at like any moment, and then a giant space-time rip bubble would form, expanding at the speed of light, and it would kill us instantly. But I mean, just because it's mathematically possible doesn't mean it will happen.
I believe personally that there's us's out there.
Oh,
Like if you believe
yeah,
in the infinite universe, there's copies of us that do the
yeah.
exact same thing as us at the exact same time, the same way. Which means that there, any decision we've ever made, there's a universe that could have resulted in our death from that action.
But here's another misconception people get: the Big Bang is not necessarily the beginning of the universe.
It
It's just
also wasn't an explosion.
it's the universe as we know it, but not necessarily the creation of the universe. We don't really know much about what happened before the Big Bang.
We also can't prove there was nothing before that.
There's no reason to really think there was nothing before that.
What
People
caused
be
the
like,
Big Bang?
oh, I don't know if we know. We might know. I can look it up though. I watched some videos about it, but I don't remember what they go into. The stuff that we do know is
they call it the Big Bang, and people think it's an explosion, but it wasn't. It was just a fast explosion. And it wasn't that fast because it took place over trillions of years.
But then again, you got to think what gave the everything in the universe movement. Because for something in space to move, it has to have a force exacted upon it in an equal and opposite forward. You know what I mean?
I heard it
first law.
It may have been gravity that did that.
Well, that's
gravity
like
of what?
There's like
everything. I don't know. I need to pull up some fucking science nerd to explain this shit to me.
We still don't even know. We still don't even know all the elements that we can find on Earth because some of them we can't even decode. So it's like it's possible that, you know what, I actually say it's certain that there's space elements that work in different ways than we can perceive that could cause an expansion of that.
I know the two most easily to explain and well-known evidence for the Big Bang is the fact that everything's expanding away from each other, which means if you go in reverse, everything's getting closer to each other, as well as cosmic background radiation. But I couldn't explain that to you. I just know that it's used for evidence as the Big Bang. Some religions have adopted the Big Bang theory and say that, oh, well, the Big Bang couldn't have happened unless something caused it, therefore God did it.
In the beginning, God said bazinga.
Sheldon is God.
Yes, we were on the same track. I opened the door. I'm on a boss fight. Let's see what this is.
Oh shit, where's he at?
Some catacomb. Who cares?
Oh, it's some
burial watchdog.
There's probably an alternate universe in which every show exists as...
I mean, if there's an infinite amount of alternate universes, then yeah. There is an infinite universe where that's the case.
Yeah.
That means Rick and Morty is actually alive somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
SpongeBob exists. Supernatural is a real show that's real life.
There's a universe out there where everything is completely the same. The only difference is...
Or actually get some bitches. Yeah. He's just that one trilogy that will never get bitches.
There's one universe in which I actually got one bitch.
I made a good joke at work, but I don't remember what it was. There was something like, I saw Monty at a gay bar. It was like a double punchline because it's calling Monty gay, but then everyone's like, wait, why?
Infinite timelines. That means whatever I do actually does matter now. Including when I eat. Like, damn. I choose to eat an apple. 1 million timelines where I choose something else or don't eat.
Space is scary.
There's probably a universe in which we've done some...
Because we don't understand it.
Do you know what the brightest thing...
That we're all serial killers.
There's a reality in which I'm probably like the dictator of the world.
Do you know what the brightest things in the universe are?
What?
Black holes. When they are eating stars. They start sucking the stars up into a big disc around it. It's called a... It's called a... what is it called? Let me look it up.
The Event Horizon?
I think it's called accretion disc.
Damn.
Accretion disc.
I got a glove Lord Picker's bell bearing.
And so it starts... These particles from the stars start going around it unimaginably fast. And the heat and friction produced is so immense that while they're doing that, they are the brightest things we have ever found. Which is ironic, because they're the darkest things in the universe.
That's crazy. Like, we've been on this planet for thousands of years, and we're just now starting to, like, figure out the very beginning, early stages to possibly colonize Mars.
You won't actually freeze in space. It's the vacuum that will kill you. It is cold, but space doesn't have a temperature because space is nothing. But yeah, it wouldn't freeze you. It would, but the vacuum of space would, I think it would explode your head or some shit like that.
Assuming you survived that, which you wouldn't. Assuming you were able to do that,
Hypothetically, yeah.
you would freeze.
No, I mean if you're, no, I don't think so. Maybe it depends on where you are. I'm seeing several articles that say you don't freeze to death in space, though.
It literally says, I'm looking it up right here. Space outside of our whatever the fuck it's called.
You will be very cold,
It's
Solar
negative
system.
450
but that is not what will
Fahrenheit.
kill you.
But in this hypothetical where the vacuum does not kill you, the freezing will.
The temperature would kill you.
I guess so.
Wrap up in a blankie. Just get some bitches. Bitches make everything warm.
Mount
Wait, well,
Mount
which is
Gilmer.
scary.
Depends on what kind of scare you're going for.
I'm just asking in like personal.
I don't know. I guess the ocean. Space is scary though, but for a different reason. Space is scary for an existential reason where you're like, this is so mad that we're like a tiny speck. Whereas the ocean's like, being in water is scary. Which it is, but it's a different kind of fear, I think. Space is more like angst, whereas the ocean is a big fish is going to eat me, and that's scary. I like how Monty joined the party, said 5 things, and then was silent until he finally left.
The only reason I picked space is just because the way time flows in space.
Space travel is not even with
Oh, it's not
sci-
practical at all.
even with sci-fi technology. It's just not. It's too big.
I love my family, and if I were to go on a planet where time on Earth is way accelerated while I'm on the other planet, I would
Just
come back to
gravity.
nothing.
The act of traveling itself would make you, I think, younger. You know what's scary?
Your mom.
Proton stars.
Karen,
You know what a proton star is?
I've heard about it, but what is
the
it?
opposite of a neutron star.
As a star collapses, maybe it is neutrons. Maybe I'm mixed up. It might be a neutron star. Or maybe I have my particles mixed up.
I think I'm going back the way I came. Hang on.
Oh yeah, it is a neutron star actually. As they collapse, it's like a certain type of star. Instead of forming black holes, they get really close to being that dense, but they're not that dense. So they kind of collapse in on themselves, and gravity pushes them so, like the particles themselves, which don't normally touch, get shoved together until it's like it's one of the densest objects in the universe because of that. Dude lagged out.
Damn.
And then you know how like an ice skater, when they hold their hands closer to themselves, they spin faster.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's because of something with mass. Imagine that, but like on the level of a star. So this star starts spinning unimaginably fast, orbiting like Earth on a wobble, and then it starts producing extremely strong electromagnetic waves, and it starts shooting out energy at the poles. So it's like a beam of radiation coming out the north and south pole.
That's the Aurora Borealis.
No, but
Isn't that what that is?
I mean maybe, but this is like that on a super scale. Scientists discovered them because they noticed flickering that was like really constant. The light in the
Fort
laser
Light,
beam
or whatever the
hitting
fuck it's called.
like where it's noticeable, and they did the math. It's like an estimate. If one of these beams were to hit Earth for 9 seconds, it would deplete most of our ozone and cause mass extinction. But the odds of that happening are like super rare, so it's not even worth considering.
Hmm.
But if it did, it would not be good.
Oh, someone's here. Eek the wretched fools. They'll never find me.
It's all of black holes. I didn't realize black holes move. which is stupid because everything in space moves, but it slipped my mind that black holes can orbit things. Normally, it's just that other things orbit them.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck can make a black hole orbit?
Normally, just other black holes. But they can also combine, which is fucking weird. They orbit each other and they get closer. That's how the biggest black holes form, is that they eat other black holes. Well, they just combine. They rotate around each other.
What's the chances of a black hole meeting another black hole though? Like,
I don't know.
God, dude. Luckily, I can cut out a whole bunch of stuff, but even with the stuff I like can't cut out because I want to show it because it's cool, it's still a lot of shit, which is both good and bad. Because that means it's good. Oh, there it is.
There's a black hole. It's the width of 11 of our solar systems.
Jesus Christ. You gotta think though, if one was the size of a penny was to show up on the globe, it would evaporate everything.
It depends on its mass, because if you were to replace the sun with a black hole of even mass, nothing would happen. We would just keep orbiting it. It would just be cold and dark.